is he filming my legs?
He's not, hun, because the lens is actually facing up at your face, so try and look a little bit intelligent. There you go.
Hunter's a young guy living with autism.
Over there.
He has an unusual way of looking at the world.
Tell me what you were saying before about the graffiti.
It should be cleaned off.
Why?
Some people really don't care for the ecology.
But it's only the graffiti's only on the sign. It's not like they wrote all over the landscape.
But they're bad-mouthing it.
Do you think that's what it is?
People can't help but being greedy. They just chop down trees, exploit the earth, massacre other animals. It's an abomination. Don't you agree?
Hunter's autism has manifested into an amazing capacity for storytelling.
In the beginning, the chlor system began as a lifeless cloud of dust particles, without a single speck of life in sight. Until a stream of iridescent light, with a tail like a rainbow called the Genesis Comet, came out of the abyss beyond, and forged the planets and the great soul out of the cloud. When the planets are forged, the comet drops a single seed containing the DNA of all flora and fauna in the universe into the great soul, which gives off a burst of color and life, giving life to every planet in its wake. When the planets were on the brink of flourishing, the comet splits into 7 talismans of life, each representing a different element: fire, gravity, light, earth, air, water, and darkness. They crash into 7 individual planets and remain there to this day. Yeah, Mount Albert, yeah. Auckland used to be teeming with volcanoes like that, but they all became dormant long ago. And now look at them, they became a tourist attraction. What are you doing?
He's 20 now, but Hunter was diagnosed with autism at 2.
I had to embrace autism and embrace Hunter because the two were together. It was Hunter, he was autistic. And I have made myself believe that Hunter is my normal and his normal, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. That was another advice. If you find that he's passionate about something or loves something, then reach him through those things.
Roy's always encouraged Hunter to be himself. Now he's visualizing stories for video games.
The harmony was shattered when beings of pure metal came from distant stars to ravage neighboring worlds rich with life, turning them into empty mechanical husks. And thus is the chlor system woven under their technological skein. No! No more! No more! No more!
His mum Roy is used to moments like this.
No more! Oops! Sorry, kiddo.
She no longer feels she has to justify Hunter.
Oh, I'm going to regret this.
Don't worry about it, hon.
That's all right.
They can edit out all the crying baby stuff, for example. And they can edit out all the bits where you're having a little holler, or they could leave the hollering bits in.
Yeah, well, you make me do things I really don't want to do, Mom.
I know, I'm sorry.
Now you've been busted. Trespasses.
Trespasses.
Trespasses. They're called puns.
Hunter caught punning from his mother. which is a really bad disease, punning, isn't it, hun?
Yeah, but at least mine are good.
Oh! Meow! Yeah, yours are better than mine, that's for sure. Don't worry about your watch, sweetheart. You don't need to look at your watch. Just do that. Tell me that.
Oh, there's so much I don't know about astrophysics. I wish you read that book by that wheelchair guy.
Who did say that?
Simpson.
Right. What's another one of his great lines? One of your favourites?
I'm not normally a praying man, but if you're up there, please save me, Superman! Sunrise, sunset. Sunrise, sunset. Sunrise, sunset. Sunrise, sunset. Note to self, stop doing anything.
Oh, you're funny.
I mean that new shopping district they're planning, it's an abomination. I'd rather choose ecology over economy, right?
Absolutely, hon.
Yeah. People go way too far with their economical stuff. Chopping down trees, massacring Earth's creatures? How unforgivable.
Hunter's left school. He's tutored during the week while Roy's at work. Sarah's helping him study for NCEA.
So I've got a good idea. Why don't you wrap them around in a helix?
What do you mean? Show me what you mean.
Like a DNA chain.
What do you mean? Do you wanna show me?
Yeah. Oh, that's such a good idea, hon.
Yeah, I always come up with all the good ideas.
I don't know, but do blue and purple go together?
Well, they make a pretty good color scheme. Here you go.
Hunter, do you think you love those colours because you're on the autistic spectrum?
Mm-hmm.
Do you? How come?
Well, what do you expect? A combination of black and purple with a tinge of purple is a rather pretty display, don't you think?
Kind of like a nebula.
A dark nebula. I know it maybe not be perfect, but this here's an example of my handwriting. It's kind of screwy, don't you think? Thank you for everything, Sarah. You have been you've been a great help and loyal friend. Love, Hunter.
It's really nice, Hunter.
Our bodies break the food down into smaller and smaller pieces.
That's good.
Carbohydrates, proteins. Oh, it's so hot.
You're going good.
Because Hunter is, he has no intellectual disability. He's I don't know what his IQ is, but he's definitely smart. But he falls into this gap. So there's nothing really for Hunter in terms of funding to be able to provide for any tutoring. There's nothing for him to be able to go to a tertiary environment because he didn't get his NCEA credits.
What's another one?
Now, what's another food I don't like? Sushi.
Why don't you like sushi?
It's so cold.
But it's supposed to be cold.
So I will be trying to figure out a way of continuing his work with the tutors, who've essentially become his friends. They're like paid friends. People paid to be your friend, which is a very sad but true thing for people who are on the autistic spectrum. Hunter doesn't really know how to find or make friends on his own.
You gonna walk by me, Hunter, or walk by myself?
One of the best bits of advice I think I've ever had, which was to not let Hunter get caught in routine and hung up on rigidity. So I took that very much to heart, and I've tried throughout Hunter's life to break it up for him quite a bit so that he hasn't become one of these very anxious people if we're not driving home a certain way or if he's not watching something on TV at a certain time.
What do you say to the ticket person?
A ticket for Britam. 2 tickets for Britamart.
Please?
Please?
Yes, and then you say thank you.
Here.
Wait till it's your turn, and then they'll give it to you.
All right, here you go.
Well, you gotta get the 50 out. Where's that? Your mum's money gone?
How much?
$2.
Paying for me too. And me.
I never needed my
Where's
mum's.
that? Where's that 50?
I never needed my mom's money. For two.
New environments are fodder for his mind.
These machines, known as the metallics, hate organic life more than anything else and seek to destroy it by chopping down trees, leveling mountains, and wiping out innocent species, even children. Their hatred is parallel to our greed on Earth. What?
Is EV Games alright?
Wait, shouldn't we wait for everyone else?
No, we'll just go in.
Gaming stores are Hunter's favourite place in the whole wide world.
About the Nintendo 3DS, it's a step up from DS, and it uses three-dimensional graphics. Okay, so explain to these guys how Skylanders work.
Okay.
He's written 17,000 words of his own game. He hopes one day it'll be on the shelf here.
But it isn't today, I'm afraid.
So he's spent the last 6 months or so, I think, writing this game. But I really don't know whether or not anyone's going to pick the idea up and run with it. I doubt it. This game is called Viridian, and it's about a world that is worlds that are taken over by technological bad guys. I get a bit cross-eyed myself when I start trying to read it. It's so intense and long-winded, but in a good way. If you're a gamer, it's very thorough. Yeah.
The talismans themselves crash into individual planets and remain there to this day as the core system flourishes with life and has been at harmony for eons until it happened. As I was saying, there cannot be evil without good, nor can there be good without evil. There must be a balance.
Hunter might be diagnosed as being on the autistic spectrum, but he has got so much potential. He's so funny, he's so clever. He's got the most outside the square brain. His brain is like completely fascinating and different to anybody else's brain I've ever come in touch with. I would love everybody just to see that side of Hunter. He's so funny, he's so clever. He's a crack-up. So, just to be clear, you have every single movie, cartoon that you've ever watched is all in your brain. In a gigantic filing system.
I guess you could say that. That's what my head is like. Mostly human.
Edgar Allan Poe. You're going to recite the Raven?
No, not now. No more poems!
Oh, honey, you're funny.
Have poems.
Because we love poems. Poetry's awesome, and poetry's the only way that stupid neurotypicals like us can often remember things, because they rhyme. Everyone's not like you. Everyone doesn't have a database at their fingertips of lots of stuff. We do have arguments sometimes, and he gets kind of grumpy at me sometimes, and I really want him to do what's going to be best. I don't want him to feel that he has to stay with me if he would like to move or live somewhere else. But he's definitely said to me he never wants to have a relationship. He just doesn't like the idea of that at all. But I'm not going to be around forever, so he needs to look at that reality as well, which he has done quite a lot through therapy when he was having his anxiety. It was all about me dying and what he was going to do without me. How could he survive without me?
Just wait for my mom, she's in there. I get I sometimes get anxiety issues. I have serious anxiety issues, but I treat them well. I take them well. Whenever my mom leaves my side, I sort of worry about her. She's just in there getting some tea bags, which is absolutely nothing to worry about. What could go wrong in there? Although I shouldn't ask something like that. We should better check it out.
What could go wrong?
Ah! You weren't getting anxious, were you?
I did tell him of my anxiety issues.
All right, yeah. But you're pretty good with those anxiety issues now.
When Roy gets home in the evenings, Hunter's eager for her company.
The Rayman 3 high-definition download has been initiated.
I'm
downloading it. I am currently downloading it into the PS3's mainframe as we speak.
That's brilliant.
That's the very reason why I wanted to log in. When I look at my watch, sometimes I can be a little impatient. And Johnny said he'd be here about 5:30.
That's right, he will be here in 10 minutes. Good old Johnny Angel.
Johnny Angel. He said he should be here about 10 minutes. He's coming in tonight to enjoy my roast. My mom's roast. I didn't make the roast myself. My mom did.
I worked really hard on these. I hope you like them.
Roy fills out Hunter's world with another paid friend who's working on art for his game.
Nice locker drone. Hey, Mom, check this one out. This is Johnny Angel. He does well, we do illustrations together. Isn't that right?
That is right, my man.
It's like things that come out of my head end up on his papers. There, that's Harpon's right arm. Can you draw that in?
Yeah.
He's a bad guy. Whaling is supposed to be bad. His name is inspired by harpoon. It's a pun. Well, he's gonna be very threatening and very high tech. He can shoot his hand out like a harpoon and retract it, also like a harpoon.
So you just want me to only draw the arm? Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll focus on the body later. And that cable coming down from the pulley, that's the cable.
Okay. Sweet.
What do you think of Harpon's arm?
That is very cool. So it's not like one single harpoon thingy. It's like a whole lot of them go out and grab something, like a hand.
Or jab.
Right.
Okay. How's this?
Let's have a look. What about around the base?
The base? What base?
Oh, those lines.
Oh, yeah. Do you want some? This over there. Okay. Oh, okay. How's this, Hunter? What about that? Keep it simple.
Yep. But it needs to it can fold up so it can fit into the metallic's arm.
Okay.
Check this one out, Mom.
What the? That is unbelievably weird. What is it?
It's a taser. It only looks like a ship.
Doesn't look. Oh, so all those squiggly things, is that? What is that?
Electricity. Their goal is to restore the chlor system from those monsters by collecting the talismans. Fire, gravity, light, earth, air, water, and darkness. All 7 of them combined hold the key to the secret behind the chlor system. Careful, it may be infested.
Each weekend, Hunter and Roy escape the city for a family batch near Coromandel. It's a release from the stimulation of their life in the city.
It used to be a fishing lodge in the 60s, but now it's been reduced to an old folks' home and now our home. Well, the cons involve not having to play on the Wii and PS3 because I don't have them down here, and I definitely don't have any internet connection. But the pros are most of my toys are down here, and I get to play in peace and quiet. And how would you guys like to have a little tour of this place? Same goes for you too, folks. All right, then, come on in, guys. This chair right here is where I would normally sit to have a little R&R. I think you might have to turn it up. Is there anybody out there?
We come here every weekend and I pull around in the garden and feed the chickens and sort out my books, and Hunter watches The Simpsons and looks at his toys and plays on his handheld games. So it's just a nice escape from Auckland to come down here.
My room. This is where I feel at home. It's also where I keep most of my toys. Come on in and check them out. Pretty neat, huh? It's like I have every toy on the planet, see? And, you know, unlike some kids, I'm into toys, which is quite uncommon for a man like me. But every person has an inner child, right?
You realise how nuts life is when you look at the world through Hunter's eyes. The whole thing about autistic people having no guile, having just everything is so straight up and down and obvious to them. It's like there's no point in lying. Autistic people don't lie because it's, essentially it's a theory of mind thing. You can't lie because you can't think how someone else is going to interpret it. So theory of mind means there's no lying. But maybe it's more than that. Maybe they're angels. Maybe they just don't lie because lying is evil and bad. Hunters just would never lie. He doesn't know how to lie.
Nevermore.
Could you?
Nevermore.
Just quote it.
Nevermore.
You're just not going to do it, are you, ever?
I am quoting the Raven.
No, but
he says nevermore.
I know,
that's all I ever say.
Hunter has come to the end of his ability to quote that because I've wheeled it out as a party trick too many times. Haven't I, Hunter?
Yeah.
Did I show you this, Hunter? This is a Hunter self-portrait that you did at Kadima.
Yeah. I was Jewish. I had a Jewish religion back then.
You did.
Would you like to see it? Although, I wasn't really that slim.
Yes, you were. You sometimes say that you think that you can't believe how stupid you were, which I think is a strange thing to say about you when you were younger. Why did you think that?
I never knew what I was talking about or what anyone is saying.
So it's almost like you feel that you've just come into realising who you are?
Mm-hmm. Well, I never knew I was autistic.
Well, yeah. I did tell you, actually, when you were about 12.
That's when I knew.
Yeah. But you didn't really want to talk or think about it very much, which is fine.
What, did that make any difference once you knew that, Hunter?
Well, I thought autistic meant absolutely nothing at all. But that's when I realized that being autistic meant something special to me.
Which is what?
That I'm more than what I would seem. In other words, a diamond in the rough. And the Raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallet buster pallet just above my door. And his eyes of all the seeming of a demon's at his dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies on the floor shall be lifted nevermore.